Hey, this is an analysis of a property that's kind of difficult to analyze. It's a large lot in a subdivision that's just being built out individually. Fairly high ticket items or lots, and just tricky to tell. They bought this thing for 70,000 in a couple of years ago. We're on Propstream right now looking at this. And it's this lot with a green dot, number one. They've got an estimated value in Propstream of 150. They bought it for 70. So if you go in here to analysis on Propstream instead of details, you get this nearby listings little grid, and you've got a 5-bedroom, 6.5-bath house that sold for 1 million. You've got a lot here. The next one's a lot because it's got no bedrooms and baths. It sold for 105, and now they're estimating it at 155. Another house, 4+4, 849. The lot sold for 63 in 2019. We got another vacant lot sold for 60. They're saying they think it's worth 150 on PropStream. This doesn't necessarily mean anything, but they bought that in 2018. And then these are all just still on the same street, so it's pretty good comps, right? I wouldn't go off of this street when we look at the bigger map because the neighboring subdivisions are not as nice. These are all 700 to a million plus, but the lots sold, for 60, 70,000 in 2018, 19, 20. And the houses being built are, 700 to, a million plus, 700 plus to a million plus. So that's a good indicator of what the houses are going to sell for, and then we have to back out and see what the lots are going to sell for. This one sold in 2022 for 120. They're saying it's worth 150. So probably this lot that we're looking at is retail, in the area of 100 to 120 or up. We got 105 in 2021, and we got 120 in 2022. So these guys probably are looking at a retail value on this. These are investors that we're dealing with too, so they're not going to probably be super flexible on price, but they're probably looking at a retail value of somewhere 120 to 150 is what they're trying to get out of this. Like I said, if you go into the details, they paid, they've had it for 2 years and 10 months. And if you look at the mortgage and transaction history, they paid 70 for it. The previous people paid 67 in 2018. So they're going to make a great profit on this. So maybe they can make less and we can make a little bit of money on the margin. It's a more challenging property to move because it's a higher end builder that you're looking for, somebody who's going to take the risk in a market with higher interest rates to build a place worth around $1 million. But yeah, we'll just look at this map really quickly just to show the difference in the neighborhood. If you look at this neighborhood, you've got this subdivision here that we're looking at, and then you've got these other ones. And if you look at the comps in these other areas, these are older subdivisions, and these houses are worth 300, 400,000. So it's not even close. It's just this neighborhood. And we wouldn't have gotten this information about this unless we had gone into the analysis tab. Just looking at the comps, they're only giving us, one comp on the street, and then everything else. Maybe this number 4 would be good too, but everything else is not comparable because it's just this section of this street is its own little thing where people are building these higher end houses. So we have to identify that and recognize it, that those are the only comps we're using. So I'll go out of this full screen here, and then we'll look at what they give us on the, here we see they bought it for 70 in 2020. This is the comp properties. Again, I'm throwing out these other streets. So we're just looking at Bales Lane, same street. We got a lot. It sold in 22 for 150, excuse me. And then there's nothing else on Bales until we get down here. And that's, a $780,000 house. And we can go down and see if there's anything else on Bales, but there's not. So you get a lot more information here on this one to help on this analysis tab. And when you click on the analysis in Propstream, it opens that up. So you have to just X out of it, and then you'll be over here and you'll see all the stuff that I shared at the top of the video. I tried on Zillow and PropWire and stuff. There's not much here. They're just telling you what they bought it for, and that's it on Zillow, on PropWire. There are a few comps. Let's see if one of these tabs will open up for me. Yeah, we got the Bales Lane comps here. So we got the lot that sold for 120 and 22. We got the lot that sold for 150. These are comparable size things. And then we're like I said, we're throwing out anything that's not on this particular road because they're just different values and they don't really count. I mean, here's some $70,000 lots, but anyway, we're not going to go into that. So if you have Propstream, this is a good use of Propstream for this. Zillow didn't help much. PropWire didn't help much. I think I tried Trulia on this and it didn't help much. We got the Bales Lane lot there on Trulia for 150. And then, a lot of these neighboring things, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some of these neighborhoods are similar to this, but some of them aren't. So you'd have to go through and see which neighborhoods are similar. I'm just sticking with that one street since we had a lot of data on there. So I'm saying that these guys are going to expect, to be getting 120 to 150. They're probably going to hold out for 150 if they're trying to get retail. So, and they haven't given us a price on this. So I would just try and throw out a price to them and see what they say. And maybe we can get a price out of them once we give them a low offer, like, oh, you're crazy, I wouldn't take that. And we can say, oh, what would you take for it? If we offered them 90 and they said no way, and we'd say, well, what would be in your ballpark? And maybe they say 100 and whatever, 120, then we could try and negotiate from there. But at this point, I would go on the low side. We think retail's 120 to 150, so we'd probably offer them 90 to 100, and then go up from there. Maybe set a max at 110 or something. And if we can't get it, we can't get it. But that's where I would go with this one. And it's in Charlotte, North Carolina.